Okay, let's dive straight into the digital battlegrounds of this AI revolution. Today, we're looking at something called Nightshade. It sounds uh, pretty intense.
It is. Nightshade is, yeah, it's a complex piece of tech. People often call it data poisoning. And it's not just about blocking AI training. It's actually designed to actively sabotage, to break large AI models that train on images without permission.
Right, sabotage. That's a big leap from just, defending copyright.
Mhm.
So, for you listening, our mission today is to get past the buzzwords and really dig into Nightshade.
Hmm.
We want to do a quick but deep analysis, look at its strengths, where it falls short, and maybe most importantly, the really significant risks it brings. It feels like a double-edged sword.
Absolutely. That's the core tension right there. It's this powerful tool, gives creators a new way to fight back. But I mean, it also opens up some major ethical questions and security headaches that we really need to grapple with if AI is going to develop, well, safely.
Okay, so let's start with the intention. Empowering creators. This came out of real frustration, didn't it? How does Nightshade actually change the game economically for these big AI companies scraping data?
Yeah, it's kind of like an insurance policy for artists, but one with, you know, real teeth.
Hmm.
Economically, what it does is flip the script. Unauthorized training used to be pretty low risk, high reward for the big players.
Right, just grab everything.
Exactly. But Nightshade makes it potentially catastrophic. If a major model scrapes an artist's protected work, they could inadvertently poison, well, potentially billions of dollars worth of their foundational model.
Ah, so the cost isn't a potential lawsuit down the line. It's the immediate threat of ruining their very expensive model.
Hmm.
The tool is the deterrent.
Precisely. That's the economic lever. And what makes it so dangerous, so potent, is how efficient the poisoning is. It's not like spraying poison everywhere.
Oh.
Nightshade is really optimized. Researchers call it prompt-specific poisoning.
Prompt specific. Okay, break that down. What does that mean in practice, like for the AI?
It means the poison doesn't just make the image useless in general. It's cleverly designed to only cause problems when someone asks the AI for something specific.
Ah.
So say an artist poisons images made in their unique style. If a user later prompts the AI, generate an image in the style of that artist, bam, the poison kicks in, the output is garbage, or maybe something completely weird and unrelated.
So you don't need to poison millions of images.
Exactly. A very small number of poison samples can cause very targeted, very effective disruption for specific concepts or styles.
Okay, this is where it gets technically fascinating and frankly a bit scary. The strengths that make Nightshade so effective. Let's start with stealth. How does it hide?
Right, the first big strength. Visual indistinguishability. This is like its superpower. Nightshade modifies images in ways that are completely invisible to the human eye.
Completely.
Pretty much. And often invisible to standard automated checks, too. You look at a poisoned picture of a cat, it looks like a cat. Perfectly normal. The poison is hidden deep in the pixel data, just waiting to be ingested.
So I'm an AI company, scraping billions of images.
Yeah.
I see this cat, looks fine, check it into the training set. No idea. It's toxic.
Exactly. It's like a little digital sleeper agent. And that ties into the second strength. It's really tough. It shows strong resistance to manipulation.
Meaning?
Meaning the usual tricks AI trainers use to clean up or standardize images, things like cropping, compressing the file, resizing it, even adding a bit of random noise, they don't get rid of the poison.
No. It survives the laundry cycle, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. It's engineered to be resilient. But the third strength, the systemic impact, researchers call it the bleeding effect. That seems to be what really sets it apart from, say, simple watermarking. Why is that so hard to defend against?
Yeah.
This is the real kicker, the aha moment, like you said. Nightshade isn't just messing up the AI's understanding of that specific poisoned image. It causes the poison to bleed into related concepts in the AI's mind, so to speak. Think of the AI model's knowledge like this huge interconnected web. If you poison an image of, say, a dog catching a frisbee, the model doesn't just get confused about that specific picture.
Right.
It starts to mess up its fundamental understanding of dogs, or maybe catching, or even playing fetch. It sort of short-circuits connections.
So poisoning cowboy riding a horse could mess up its understanding of hats or deserts.
Potentially, yes. Or just horses in general. It destabilizes wider areas of the model's knowledge, making it generate weird or broken outputs for concepts that were never directly poisoned themselves. It's systemic corruption.
Okay, that level of disruption, that definitely shifts it from defense to, well, a potential weapon. But hang on, before we celebrate this as a win for artists, we have to talk about the flip side, the risks. If creators can build this, What stops bad actors?
And that's the huge looming threat. This is the double-edged sword aspect writ large. Malicious actors could absolutely use Nightshade-like techniques, not for defense, but for sabotage.
Like attacking competitors.
Exactly. Imagine targeted attacks to degrade a rival's AI model. Maybe make it produce unsafe or offensive content, or just make it unreliable and useless, destroying public trust in it. Corporate espionage, cyber attacks. The possibilities are, frankly, quite alarming.
But hold on, aren't the big AI labs, Google, Meta, already pouring billions into making their models robust? Can a few poisoned images really bring them down when they have massive teams working on data cleansing?
That's a really important question. And yes, they have defenses. But the sheer potential scale of poisoning, if tools like Nightshade become widespread, creates a huge problem. Collateral damage.
Meaning?
If creators everywhere start using this, even defensively, the vast data sets the entire internet relies on could become polluted. Trainers wouldn't know what data is safe. So the very tool meant to protect specific work could end up degrading the quality and reliability of all AI models because of this underlying uncertainty and pollution.
It poisons the well for everyone.
Sort of, yeah. And that leads directly to another risk, an arms race.
Yes. Poisoners versus defenders.
Constantly. Widespread use would just accelerate this battle. Poisoners find new techniques. Defenders build new shields. Poisoners find ways around the shields. It drives up complexity and cost exponentially for the whole ecosystem. Everyone spends more resources just trying to stay afloat.
And maybe the biggest risk isn't even technical. It's about trust.
I think so. Long term, if the public starts believing that these powerful AI models generating text, images, code, that they might be secretly unreliable, prone to sabotage, or just fundamentally flawed because of poisoned data.
Yeah, why would you trust it?
Exactly. It could seriously undermine public trust and stall the adoption of AI across the board. Who wants to rely on an algorithm that might have been secretly programmed to fail or deceive?
Okay, so we've got this picture of enormous power and enormous risk. Let's bring it back down to earth a bit. What about the practicalities for, say, an independent artist? What are the limitations, the weaknesses in actually using this?
Right. It's not like installing an app. It's definitely not a simple point-and-click solution. There are real hurdles.
Like what?
Well, first, the technical skill needed. Generating these poison samples, especially the really optimized ones designed for that bleeding effect, takes serious computing power and, frankly, expertise.
So not really for the average solo creator.
Probably not directly. It might be more accessible through, say, professional groups, maybe third-party services offering poisoning as a feature, but that limits its widespread individual use.
And presumably there's a cost. And maybe ethical questions even for the user.
Definitely costs involved, maybe subscription fees for those services, and yes, a real ethical weight. If you use this, you are deploying something designed to cause damage, even if defensively. What if your poison image accidentally ends up in, I don't know, a medical AI's training set?
Oof. Yeah, unintended consequences.
You bear some responsibility for that collateral damage. That's heavy. And then there's the fact that its effectiveness isn't guaranteed forever.
The arms race point again.
Exactly. As we said, AI labs will develop defenses, better detection methods, specific algorithms to neutralize Nightshade. Its power might fade over time as the countermeasures improve. It's a dynamic battle, not a permanent fix.
Okay, so significant hurdles. But despite all that, the very existence of Nightshade seems to have pushed things forward in some ways. Unexpected upsides.
Yeah, I think it has. It forces conversations that were long overdue. Critical ones. About ethics, about consent in AI training, about copyright enforcement in the digital age. It really puts pressure on the AI industry to figure out fair ways to work with creators, maybe compensate them, instead of just scraping everything indiscriminately.
And maybe it pushes the tech itself forward, too, like defensively.
Absolutely. From a technical view, this kind of threat forces innovation in AI robustness. Models that have to learn to identify and resist deceptive or poisoned data inherently become stronger, more reliable systems overall. It's like an immune system response. And one more thing, while Nightshade is focused on images right now, the concept, it inspires people. It shows a potential path for similar defenses in other areas.
Like text or audio.
Exactly. Protecting written work, music. Nightshade demonstrates a possible strategy. Even the technical details will be different. So to kind of pull this all together for you listening, Nightshade really is a landmark moment. It fundamentally shifts the power balance in this whole AI data landscape. It gives creators a potent, if risky, new tool.
Uh-huh.
And its effectiveness really forces everyone, developers, users, regulators, to seriously reevaluate data security, the ethics of training, and what defensive strategies even mean now.
It definitely makes you think twice about data integrity, that's for sure. We know Nightshade can cause this bleeding and visual models messing up related concepts.
Yeah.
So here's my final thought for you to chew on. What happens when similar poisoning techniques get really good for text and audio? What happens when you can potentially destabilize the huge foundational models that understand language and sound, not just messing up a picture of a dog, but subtly corrupting an AI's core grasp of history or science or law? What does that look like?
That is, yeah, a deeply provocative question. The very foundation of digital knowledge could be put at risk.
Indeed, something to think about. Until next time.